Okay, three, two, one. Hey, it's Sally Steele, and welcome to the Sally Steele Rock Show. We have a very special guest today. We have one of the most outspoken, talented, hardest working, legendary, and sometimes controversial men in metal today. Please welcome the legendary Dee Snider.
Got me? There you are.
Yeah,
Hi,
I got you.
Sally.
Hi, Dee. How you doing?
I am doing great. Don't let the dull background fool you. In these cabinets are all my rock and roll paraphernalia and a lot of things that would have the police at my house. So we won't show you what's inside the cabinets. Just know it's exciting and controversial. Yeah, yeah. Like I said to you beforehand, I'm so often shocked by the things I say, and all of a sudden I see it blowing up on social media, going, that's a big deal. That's a shock to people, but you never know.
Well, let me ask you about that. Now, you've been very outspoken about, certain people, Dee Snider, Vince Neil. Do you ever regret saying those things you said on the spur of the moment about them?
No, because they're usually pretty thought out in my head. I don't really sort of just blurt things out. I process them, and I'm kind of deliberate. I say it comes out like it's blurted, but I've got strong opinions, and and people get very upset sometimes when me or a lot of celebrities both express our feelings, like we're not allowed to have an opinion. And I
Mhm.
always say, in my humble opinion, but trust me, that's the first thing they cut off when they repost it. Is in my humble opinion, that's gone. He said Ronnie James Dio is not a front man, and
Well,
I was, and that was all that was like, and Robert Plant, and I was just trying. How do you differentiate a Dee Snider or an Alice Cooper or a Robert Plant or a
mhm.
Bon Scott? Like there are different, or a Chris Cornell who just stood there, but he sang perfectly every night. So I was just trying in a social media Twitter discussion to explain the differences, and people were up in arms. How can you possibly say, that Robert Plant isn't a great frontman? And I love Robert, and I was
Mhm.
just trying to, like, again, how you can't put me and Robert Plant in the same category. So how would you explain what Dee Snider does on stage and what Robert Plant does on stage? And I was trying to do that, but people got
When
upset.
when you see some of these people like Vince Neil or Paul Stanley in person, like, isn't it uncomfortable, or do they say anything to you after they know what you said?
Most of the time, they haven't heard, or if they have, look, I'm, you know me, I'm kind of a formidable presence. And I remember this one. I'll give you a perfect example of someone confronting me. So, I have a radio show called The House of Hair. It's 26 years, 250 stations nationally, not in Vegas, unfortunately, but, it's been on for a very long time. So, and I had said something about Kip Winger, joking. I make fun of myself all the time, too. I'm very self deprecating.
Mhm.
My last name is Snider. It's not a proper noun, it's an adjective. I'm Snider than you are. I'm the snidest person you know. So, so so we were at an event, and Kip was across the room, and he sees me, and I can see his face, and he goes, listen. And he comes walking across the room. And as he gets closer, I want to talk to you about something. And when he got up to me, he realized his face was level with my chest. And he actually was poking me in my chest. And he actually went, you're in really good shape. And I was like, yeah. I said, what's going on, kid? Because, listen, man, could you just go easier on me on the show? So, like, he went
Oh.
from being, I'm going to give D a piece of my mind, to like, would you mind going easier? I said, Kip,
You are in good shape. He noticed that, huh? Okay.
yeah, and I'm just always busting everybody's chops, including my own. I remember Rob Halford was upset because I made some crack about him being gay on my radio show.
Uh,
And I heard that he was very upset. So next week on the show, I said, Rob, I wore women's underwear. I mean, if I can't say, I'm making fun of myself at the same time. People still think I'm gay. I said, so,
was he
it's a
mad at
lot.
you?
No, after he
Okay.
let it go. And as a matter of fact, you look at his latest stage outfit on that long denim coat he has, there's a Twisted Sister patch. one of the patches on that coat is a twisted. So I love you, Rob. And you know, and people who know me know that I'm just, I'm the mouth that roared. I
Well,
shoot my mouth off.
now Vince Neil, he lives in Nashville now, but when he lived here, he does know what you said. And I remember I said, "Hey Vince, you want to come to the the last award show that we honored you and Twisted Sister?"
Yeah.
And he's looking at everybody on the cover of the magazine. He's like, this guy, but that guy, they're okay. But that guy, I'm not coming because I'll punch him in the mouth and I'll get thrown in jail. And I'm not going to get into that. So he's still mad at you.
And we did a show together in the Czech Republic, and it was all palsy walsy. I mean, so
Since
I guess
2016.
it was a solo show. So yeah, it was a solo show.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
he's
sure.
forgiven you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, and when I see people, I'm genuinely, happy to see them, and they can sort of see, oh, this guy, like it's not like Dee's like got a thing for me, and he's like, no, I said, hey, Vince, what's up, man? And I give a big hug, and he was like, oh, I thought you were like, yeah, no, I'm just, I'm a radio personality, I mean, I didn't learn it from Howard Stern, but I remember Howard and Mancow in Chicago. They're guys who talk excrement. I don't know if we curse or not. They talk about people all the time. I always tell people, just walk in the studio and they will completely like back off. They completely, and I remember Ryan Seacrest. I was on Mancow, Chicago, and Mancow had been going off, and Seacrest out of nowhere, he's in town, he just walks into Mancow's studio. Mancow started stammering, and I didn't mean what I said. And Ryan Seacrest is just this little tiny guy, but just the idea, just confront those people, and they back off, or just say, "Hey, man, I'm just clowning around. I'm on the radio."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's great. Now, the reason I got you on the show, obviously, is for your event here in Vegas. Now, before we get into that, now, do you still live part-time in Vegas, or are you back on the East Coast now?
We have fully left the East Coast, never going back. And unlike most people, we moved from Vegas to California. Most Californians are moving to Vegas now. We loved Vegas. We were there like 7 years. Mm-hmm. We had a place there, but we just really like being by the ocean, and we got a place right near the ocean, and and so we're in California now.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because I never see you around, or I thought, well, he's never inviting me over for dinner. But now some people can have dinner with
you. It's me.
Some people can have dinner with you next week. So tell us, do you got your bottle? You're promoting your.
Okay, yeah, Rockavanna Vodka. Okay. I do not have a Rockavanna Vodka bottle. So when we did the big, it was so funny, funny to me. They did the big launch party in Spain because it's a Spanish, and by the way, it's a vodka that is made in Spain. So I know some people now with what's going on in Russia, they kind of like feel a little, Russian vodkas. I don't know if I should be drinking that, but it's made in Spain. So we're at this big party, big launch party, and everybody was there, and I'm posing with the bottle. And as I'm leaving, I started to walk out with the bottle, and they were like, "Hey, whoa, D." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "We need the bottle back." I said, "My picture's on the bottle." I said, "I want a bottle." They go, "We only have 4." I said, "Yo, we only have 4." He says, "Yeah, it's not officially being manufactured. We had 4 made." So same thing happened. They had the Long Island Music Hall of Fame, and it was a grand opening of the museum itself. And my dad went down. I was in town. My dad, my brother, and my son Cody, and Rockavanna Vodka was there. And they asked my dad to pose with a bottle, and he posed. He's 92-year-old Korean War vet, and he starts walking away. They go, "Sir, you can't take that bottle." He said, "That's my son on that bottle. I'm taking it." He just walked out with the bottle. But it's in production now. As a matter of fact, at the event, and you'll tell them where, because I don't know where it is. But
it's at the Hard Rock on the Strip.
Next week, I'm signing bottles. So I'm going to be signing bottles. So it is in production. And I'm hearing all people talking about they're seeing it all over Florida. It's really getting in there. And it's really, if you see the bottle, it's really cool. It's got my screaming face on it, but it looks cool.
It does. I've seen pictures with you on it. God, you get into so many things. So then now you're going to have, for people who don't know, it's at the Hard Rock, and they get to have dinner with you. Do they? What's on the menu? And do people have to like fight to sit by you? What's going on?
It's the first time I heard about the dinner with me thing. So I'm on a need to know basis. I'll show up and they'll go, oh, by the way, you're having dinner with some people. And I actually don't mind those things at all. The people who win those things, enter those things, they're usually they're always super cool. And it's a unique opportunity for me to sort of go, so why exactly do you like Twisted Sister? Why exactly? Where did you grow up? And how did this, I get to pump them with questions, even though they want to ask me some questions. So I know that I'm doing a bottle signing. I know there's bands playing, and I know now I know I'm having dinner with some people too. So there you go.
Well, let me clue you in. It's a meet and greet, and there's different tiers. I think it's like $100 for meet and greet, and then you have dinner and you get a signed bottle. So I'll be your PR person. I'll be there helping you. So
you ain't paying for nothing. You'll be hanging. You'll be hanging.
Yeah, I'm going to crash the dinner too. It's like, when's dessert? Come on, we want to eat. No, you're ever since I've known you, and I guess I've known you. Let's see, since I crashed backstage in like, when was it? I don't know, 2008, 7, something like that. You're always doing some big promotion or some event. So I'm really proud of you. And this is going to be a great thing. And I'm really looking forward to it. So if anybody is in Vegas or coming to Vegas next Friday, Dee is going to be at the Hard Rock promoting his excellent vodka, is it?
Rockavanna Vodka. I mean, it was all about the name. I tell people, they say, Dee, you don't really drink. I said, no, I don't. They said, well, why are you endorsing a vodka? I said, all right. When JJ French called me up and asked me to join his band, I said, no. He said, it's called Twisted Sister. I said, yes. Great name. Yes, I will be in that band. And when they called me up and said, would you endorse our vodka? I said, no. They said, it's called Rockavanna Vodka. I said, yes. What a great name. I want a Rockavanna. Perfect. It works perfect for me.
Now, did you, what was I going to ask you? See, why did it take you so long to get into the liquor business? Because you don't drink, or
liquor? I hardly know it. No, because, well, I actually have a wine. I had a wine out there. Okay. It was called Twisted Merlot, better red than dead. Did that for charity. I've got coffee. I've got coffee. It's so weird. You get to this sort of point in your life and you become a brand, and people, I don't perform anymore except like some all-star things. I don't go out there and tour. And people say, hey, would you endorse this? Would you endorse that? Would you do a graphic novel, whatever? And it's just, they're all surprises, quite honestly. I never imagined that a lot of these things would be happening to me. As a matter of fact, some of them, if you told me like, one day Celine Dion's going to record a Christmas song you wrote in 1982, I would have punched you in the face. I would have gotten into a fist fight, making you take that back. Oh, Dee, one day you're going to be on Broadway. Take it back. But now that I'm older, okay, and I get offered these opportunities, they're great. It's I enjoy them.
Christmas song. Now, true or false? Christmas song inspired "We're Not Going to Take It." Is that true?
No, I mean it's the word is what's the word?
Plagiarism?
No, it's not plagiarism. Not even plagiarism, because somebody would have sued me. No, it's just that inspired is the wrong word. But we're not gonna. But I sang in the church choir till I was 19, every Sunday. From a little kid till I was 19 years old. My hair was getting pretty big too. You
were the loudest one in the choir. I
was loud. I was a loud guy. But so I sang all these songs in church, and somebody pointed out it was Al Petrelli from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Megadeth, and he was in Widowmaker with me as well. And we were just driving in the van on a Widowmaker tour, and we were talking about songs that were derived from other songs. And we're going through, My Sweet Lord, He's So Fine. And we're going through, and then he goes in, of course, we're not going to take it. They'll come, all ye faithful. And I said, what? He goes,
yeah, that was
you didn't know that? I said, no. He goes, what? He goes, listen. So he goes, oh, come, all ye faithful, we're not gonna take it. I said,
Yeah.
holy crap.
Got it.
Holy crap. And then I looked up, I said, thank you, God. I mean, that's the
That's what you get for singing in the choir.
That's singing to the choir. All those Sundays of hating life, having to go to church every Sunday and singing the choir, it paid off. Okay. So so there's a so there's a correlation between the two. But then once you get off those first few notes, it goes off on its thing. But I got to give credit where credit's due. All that church and Sundays.
Another true or false question, two of them. When you started out in the early days, is it true you wore your girlfriend's clothes?
It's not true exactly. Okay. So my girlfriend, who's Suzette, now my wife.
I didn't know if it was
46 years and counting. So in the early days of the band, yeah, she's not here, but she's downstairs. In the early days, she'll be there this weekend though. My right arm. In the early days of the band, we were buying women's clothing and just to get we're looking for a reaction. So you just go to the big and large women's shops and find something that made people go, "Oh my God!" and you put it on, wear it, and and that was it. You get a reaction. So one night when we were just dating for a few months, she remembered that I really liked this certain top she had on. It was one of those knit, one shoulder fringe, those like crocheted tops. It was really hot. It was turquoise. I remember it like it was yesterday. And so she said, "You know what? I'm going to wear that top again because Dee really liked it." And she walked into the club. Now, 1976, we are not popular. There's like 25 people in the place. So it was not like she had to go through the mob to get to the band. She walks in and looks up at me on stage, and I'm wearing the exact same top. And not only that, because there's nobody there, I see her at the door, and I'm waving, and I'm pointing to my top, and I'm pointing, going, I was so excited we were wearing our tops. So I jumped. The set was over. I ran over. I said, "Hey," she goes, and here she's 15. I'm 21, right? And she's like this. "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
Oh, she didn't know you were going to wear it.
No. She's like, "Why are you wearing my top? Why are you wearing my top?" And I said, "Remember I told you I love your top? Where'd you get your top?" She thought I meant on her. I wanted to buy one. So it was very shortly after that Suzette started making costumes for me. In 76.
Did she get you to wear makeup too? Was that her idea?
Oh, it was. I was wearing some. Twisted Sister was coming out of the New York Dolls thing. I had a little rouge. They don't call it rouge.
I love the makeup. I loved it.
Very little, but very little. I wasn't committing. And Suzette was like, "Why don't you try a little lipstick?" I'm like, "Not wearing lipstick. I'm not gay." She goes, "Come on." She said, "Just look." And she pulled out this. You might remember these, Sally. These long trays used to get at the convenience cheap stores. It would have lip glosses, and it would go from clear all the way down to screaming red. And she goes, just a little, that's a little lip gloss. And she rubs it on me. I'm like, all right, it's not too gay. No, but I'm the guy. By the way, the night she meets me, I'm wearing Daisy Dukes, stockings, thigh-high boots, and long gloves. So I'm concerned about being too gay. So she said, and a T-shirt that said "I'm Dee Blow Me," which disappeared very shortly after we started dating. She burned it, and she didn't, for the record. Anyway, so after a week or so, I used up all the clear gloss. So the next one down was a little beige-ish. So I was like, I'll use the beige. Well, by the end of the month, I was down to blood red, and that was the color I stayed with for my entire career. Same happened with nail polish. Why use nail polish? I'm not wearing nail polish. I'm not gay. Put on some black. Damn, it's black. So I put some black, which turned to purple, which turned to blue, which turned to red, which turned to pink. And then I walked around with pink nails for you. So Suzette was the one who was always pushing me to take more chances. I wasn't really going out on a limb. And then she started making costumes and things went really crazy.
I hadn't planned this question. Just yes or no. You don't have to go into. I'm listening to you talk. Did you ever consider or people ask you if you would ever go into politics?
All the time. I mean, and especially because I'm very, I have strong opinions, politically, and I'm outspoken, and I can really make a cogent argument. I mean, people go all the way back to 1985 when I testified. People were like, "Whoa, look at a big brain on Dee," which shocked everybody. So I get some people constantly. I even had Someone called me and said, "D, we're starting a super PAC for you. I don't want to know as an answer. You know, super PACs, when they finance the candidate, we need you in politics and blah, blah, blah." And I said, I am, it was actually Ken Cinciamino. You know, Kenny, remember Kenny from the
Oh, yeah,
Hilton?
from the
Yeah, you
Hilton.
managed the Hilton over
Yeah.
there. He said, "We need someone like you." I said, "Ken," I said, I'm flattered when people ask me, but I've been up close and personal with these a-holes, and it's a disgusting business. I say, if you want to be a politician, you shouldn't be allowed, because you're not getting into it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And I said, not doing it. And anyway, but yeah, so people do ask me.
What party did Ken want you to run for?
Well, interestingly, I'm a moderate, so I'm weird. I'm a gun carrying person who thinks we need intelligent gun laws. I drive a H2 Hummer and a Tesla S. I'm that sort of like moderate guy, and I speak very, and I'm a patriot, and anyways, so I'm that moderate guy, and he was a Republican who left because they feel the Republican Party is not where, and he's what do they call it? They have that group, the Lincoln Project, where all these Republicans who were, out to get Trump because they feel he's killed the Republican Party. So he's a former Republican who didn't care how I ran. He just said, I always get this, you're a voice of reason. You don't just, you're not saying take all the guns away. You're not saying get rid of all the gas guzzling cars. You're saying there's a balance here. And we got to find a balance. There's got to be a middle ground that'll satisfy everybody. And I'm all about the middle ground. So, I don't know if you want to be Republican or what, but that's where I stand. I'm like the middle. I'm the moderate.
Yeah, and you mentioned the PMRC, and I got to tell you, you handled that really well. Now, did that hurt or help your career? I would think it helped.
No, initially it hurt. Initially nobody was speaking out. I was really disappointed. The other musicians went sort of just quiet about it. And I didn't feel like the majority of the rockers really understood the significance. It was all that, oh, now we know what records to buy. I'm going, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's not just about informing parents. When they went on, and I knew they would do this, they segregated stickered records. They would like porn magazines. They would have them in the back room. You had to ask for it, so you couldn't see it. Some stores wouldn't even carry it. And then it went even wilder when Best Buy and Walmart were making record companies produce edited, censored records that you didn't know were censored. So if you bought Kid Rock's first album, not the very first one, the one with the ball on it, and cowboy, if you bought that in any regular store, there was a song called "F Off," which was in with Eminem singing, by the way, which was in my movie Strangeland. If you bought it at Best Buy, that track was just removed. It was gone. So the fact that the censorship was going beyond just informing people, and now people were out there deciding, no, you can't hear this. And we're adults. They were talking about protecting 10-year-olds. Well, what about all the teenagers who wanted the Eminem album as it was created, and many other records as well? So initially it was not a good thing. It's one of the things that sort of led to the downfall of Twisted. Not the only thing, but one of the things. But as the years went on, it became this thing where I started to get this respect, and I didn't realize they'd started to view me differently, and it led to me making movies and doing radio and doing TV. And I hear so often, when I saw you testifying, I knew you were a smart guy. So it really sort of opened up a whole new world to me.
Yeah. He just don't wear makeup. He's a smart looking guy.
Yeah.
I'm an educated man.
He's a smart faggot.
Exactly. Okay. Getting back to like the early days, I want to talk Twisted Sister. I know that I respect you because I've read that you did, odd jobs all your life and everything. And in the 90s, it was really hard for you. And I can't remember, you said that you took a job answering phones or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, by 1992, I had crashed and burned, made millions in the 80s, spent it like a rock star. And I can't blame anybody but me. I was clean and sober, so it wasn't like managers did it. Hey, my accountant robbed. No, 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 nope. I just wasn't smart enough to say, "Oh, things aren't working now. Your band's starting to fade. You should start being careful with your money." I kept going, no, the next record, the next tour, the next, and advance, borrow, and then one day people stopped lending you money, and I went through 2 bankruptcies actually, and I woke up one day in '92. And you guys know what happened, 92, 93, grunge came in and the glam metal, hair metal thing was over. And I had no job and I had 3 kids. And I took a job answering phones, and we only had 1 car. Suzette kept that. I rode a bicycle to a desk job answering phones for $200 a week. And people, it's 92. Okay, so do the math, 84, 85. People walking in the office and they're going, hey, aren't you Dee Snider? And I'm lying and unfortunately people couldn't believe that it was Dee Snider. So I go, no. And they go, you look just like him. I know, it's crazy, right? If only I was Dee Snider. And, but and I made my way back, but don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm doing really well now. And I'm living happily ever after. So, I had to really, decide, you come to that, you're looking at your kids and you're looking and your whole life's falling apart. And you go, what am I going to do? Kill myself?
Was that the worst job you ever had?
No, cleaning toilets was the worst job I ever had. But that's before I was on 19. What's the worst job you ever had? Cleaning bathrooms at a seaside resort. Believe me, it gets ugly in there. All that fast concession food. Oh my God.
Okay, we don't want to get that picture out of our head. So now let's go a little bit further. Like when you did make it, when was the moment that you felt that I've really made it as a rock star? And what was your first big splurge that you bought?
Well, okay, so let me get you back on the screen here. And I'm just looking at the cameras. It's already been a half hour. I've got to go to another interview. So we'll wrap this up professionally. First of all, answering the question. So the first big splurge I bought after, the house and the car, which is sort of like the obvious ones, right? You got no car, you got no house. And so you house and car. I bought the gym that I worked out in. I was to sneak into a bodybuilding gym, and I had gotten thrown out and work out for free. And one day the owner showed up and he humiliated me. Well, he should have, and threw me out of the gym, this big guy, Jim Penny. And he threw me out. And as I went out the door, I said, one day I'm going to own this place, mother effer. And I ran out the door. Well, when I struck oil and I heard the place was for sale, I bought it. And I bought the gym, the same one that I got thrown out of, and called Iron Masters. So metal. And
did you fire him?
No, I wouldn't even go to the closing. And he was there. My wife was there, and she said he kept saying, he told me one day I'm going to own this place, mother effer, and now he owns it. But he had the last laugh because there was all these other guys sneaking in and working out for free, and I lost 6 figures on that place and had to eventually close it down. So, Jim, instant karma gets me. But I've got to. It's always we and me could talk forever. We've often have, but I'll see you. Are you going to be at the event, right? And it's at the Hard Rock.
If Danny lets me.
You're always taken care of. Come on. Okay,
just one quick thing. Hey, thank you for your nice quote for my 80s CD that's coming out this spring on Cleopatra Records. That was really nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I wasn't expecting it. I remember you wrote me an email. I don't know you as a singer. I just know you as a.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to say something complimentary or whatever, I want to speak from that. I'm not one of those people, and maybe people know me for that. That hey, Dee speaks his mind and he's truthful. And if I say no, I never heard it before, but I went and I checked out your songs and your stuff, and it was great. And I said, anybody who loves that 80s glam metal thing, they're going to love Sally's band. I
appreciate that. Yeah. And I also wanted to thank you for coming to my awards in 2010, 2016. And I hear you're going to be honored again in the twisted for another one. So
Heavy Metal Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Next, Thursday in LA, we're being inducted, and we're going to reunite on stage and do a few songs for the first time in 7 years since we retired in 2016. No, it's no more than that. I always said, hey, I'd play with the guys, do a few songs anytime.
Mhm.
So I'm really looking forward to the rehearsal on Wednesday.
Well, wasn't the last time you guys played together at my award show?
Well, no, maybe.
It was 2016, and Frankie Bonelli played drums.
Yeah, Frankie played drums. 2016, and we retired in 2016. So we're going to play together.
I'm going to have another award show next year, so I want to honor you with a Metal Icon Award. So you better come.
Stop it! You invite me, I'll be there. Okay. So anyway, okay, Sally, great talking to you. See you next Friday at the Hard Rock. Everybody, come on down, and somebody's having dinner with me. Apparently, I'm great at dinner. So
if nobody shows up, I'll be there and have dinner with you and Suzette.
Nobody shows. Just me and Sally and Suzette having dinner. All right. Take care of yourself, Sally.
All right. Thank you, Dee.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Dee. See you next time on Sally Steele Rock Show.